In today's video, we're going to be talking about an interesting feature that could be attached to the nightclubs when they're added in Grand Theft Auto Online. So this is something that I have speculated about a little bit as we've gotten some information from Rockstar, and that is the nightclubs will either be closed during the day or there's going to be a certain period in which only some things can be done in the nightclub. So I am not the only one who thinks this is the case. Rockstar insider FunMW2 believes this as well. He was responding to a comment on the GTA forums that was, well, I think obviously the clubs will be dead during the day. And he linked to a quote that is a description of the way the nightclubs are going to work, straight from Rockstar and straight from the Newswire. They said world-class talent have announced their upcoming residencies in Los Santos, and fans will soon be packing out clubs and warehouses across town to lose themselves in sweaty, ecstatic bliss to hear new sets from Solomon, Tale of Us Dixon, and the Black Madonna. And here's the important bit, while dancing through the night and into the morning. So apparently, according to Rockstar, the activities of the nightclubs are going to be nighttime only and early morning only, which is traditionally, in case you guys have never been to a club like this, that right there for the most part is their hours. They'll open up kind of late in the day, late afternoon, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, and then they will close pretty early in the morning, like 6, 7, or 8 a.m. So you still kind of get like 12 to 10 hours of it being open. It's just a less traditional opening. Like you think normal businesses would open in the morning, close at night. This is kind of the reverse. So it does beg those two questions. Is the nightclubs only going to be opening, as their name suggests, during the night and early morning? Or are some things going to be available during the day and some things going to be available during the night? Let's talk about that first thing first, and then we'll talk about the other scenario. So that first scenario is you're only able to do things in the nightclubs during the day or during the night. So for example, during the day, you would do things that would help your nightclub make money. Like you could do business runs, you could resupply, you could make improvements to the club, you could take your money out, you could do various missions, stuff like that that could be done during the daytime. Then during the nighttime, that's when all your guests would arrive, and that's when the 4 new DJs, Solomon, Tale of Us Dixon, and the Black Madonna, would put on their sets, and that's where you would earn your money. And the more things and improvements you do during the day, the greater their sets will be at night, meaning you make more money during that nighttime. And during that nighttime is when you can go in your clubs, maybe manage them, maybe dance, take advantage of the activities that are going on, basically just having fun while making passive money at the same time. So I could very easily see that working, and of course it does make sense. Now, the way this could make sense logistically, and this is something you might not know about Grand Theft Auto Online, everyone, no matter what console or system they're on, PC, PS4, or Xbox One, has the exact same time and the exact same weather. So that is the one thing that is consistent across all Grand Theft Auto servers, no matter what system you're on, no matter where in the world you are. The time you're in a lobby on PC is going to be the same time as someone who's in a lobby on Xbox One, and same with the weather as well. I mean, you can test this if you want. If you have a PC and a console, pull both of them up, go into a lobby at the same time. You'll notice the times are the exact same. The weather is the exact same too. So that means globally across all their servers, Rockstar would be able to monitor this, where nightclubs would be closed or, only certain things could happen during the day versus the night. Now, this would be interesting because this would be the first time we've seen something like this in Grand Theft Auto Online that is time sensitive. Pretty much anything and everything else you can do across Grand Theft Auto Online can be done at any time of the day in any weather. It really doesn't matter. Like, yes, the weather and time might have an impact on the mission you're doing, but the result is the same. There's nothing that prevents you from doing something just because it's night or day. Now let's talk about the second scenario for these nightclubs, and that they might only be open during the night. Obviously, that kind of makes sense. Nightclubs open during the evening. Now, for this, I think we kind of have to refer back to the Ballad of Gay Tony, because that's how they functioned in that DLC. So Masonette 9, which is the main nightclub owned by Tony Prince, was open between 2100 hours and 6 a.m. So that's essentially 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. So it was open for 9 out of the 24 hours. Now, this is important because during those times was the only time in which you could get missions if they were at the nightclub. You would have to come back or you would have to wait for it to be between those hours. So maybe Rockstar will use the same time period, 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. Maybe they will extend it a little bit longer. Like they might make it for 12 hours of the day. So you have a 50-50 chance of, once you spawn in randomly, of your nightclub being open. So that's one way I could see that working. Now, regardless of how Rockstar handled the nightclubs, whether some things can be done during the day, some at night, or if it's only open at night, there's a couple things from the Ballad of Gay Tony as well that I think are kind of cool. Number one, if Luis Lopez remains in the club as it closes, players will start to leave, or the NPCs will actually leave, like the nightclub is actually closing. I think that is dynamic and super cool. Now, also, in the early morning hours before the club closes, some people can be seen standing outside, getting sick, staggering around, like you would if you just kicked out a bunch of people from your nightclub and they had too much to drink. So I think that that's really cool, and currently you see a little bit of that dynamicness in GTA 5, where you will see people standing outside of the nightclub, you'll see bodyguards and bouncers at the door, and what's kind of interesting is after the heist update, you can actually hear music inside the Bahama Mamas. At about 8:30 p.m., to about 3:30 a.m. you can hear music inside of the club if you get close enough. So that's another thing, and I've touched on that in previous videos that I would love to see. I'd like to see like flashing lights that you can almost see from the inside when you're outside, music that you can hear from the streets as well. That really does make it feel like a dynamic location. And you would assume if it's dynamic like that, then there is going to be some time differences for the nightclubs, being able to only do certain things at certain times. Now, the final thing I'm going to be talking about in this video, and I think this is important just due to the way people are in Grand Theft Auto Online, and I know GTA 4 is single player, it's different, but in GTA 4, if Luis were to fire a weapon or cause a disturbance while inside the nightclub, Luis would be banned from the club for 24 hours. That is something Rockstar needs to do. So I don't know how these nightclubs are going to work. The way I think it's going to work is there's going to be public nightclubs like the Vanilla Unicorn. So that's going to be like your Bahama Mamas, your Tequila La, where anyone can go inside and you can just have a good time. Then I think there's going to be the privately owned warehouse nightclubs in which you run your businesses through, and that's where the DJs would show up and hang out with you. So I think those are going to be invite only or NPCs only. Regardless if they're not, if a player can go inside and cause a disturbance, I think there should be a 24-hour ban. And that would be hilarious. I don't know if it would be like 24 real life hours or 24 Los Santos hours. Either way, that's a long time. That's 48 minutes in which they can only do that sort of thing once. So I think that would be hysterical. That would be an amazing punishment if you were just locked out of the club for 24 hours while everyone else was allowed back inside. That would be just fantastic. So I'm hoping that's actually how the nightclubs work. And getting back to the time thing, I hope that's how they work as well. It would make the game feel way more realistic, and it would also put more of an emphasis on doing things at certain times, which I actually kind of like. But once again, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know how you think these nightclubs are going to work and much more. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.